What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today, you guys, with the season finale of Married at First Sight. You guys, this is season 18. This is episode number 18, and the episode was titled New Love in the Air. Before I do go ahead and get into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel, any other video on the channel, you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us go ahead and get into this episode of Married at First Sight, shall we? All right, you guys, let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the live chat or in the comment section. Thank God this season is over with because I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed with this season. And mostly I was just getting annoyed with certain people this season. And we can definitely talk about those people that I was annoyed with. Hell, I was actually annoyed with this episode, to be quite honest with you. And I was annoyed with this episode because of a few people. A few people annoyed me in this episode, but neither here nor there. So, where do I want to start up with this episode? Because it's a lot to talk about, but I don't feel like I'm gonna be on here like a long time. Because there were some scenes that I did completely stop watching. I guess we can pick up where we last left off. So you guys remember in last week's episode, we ended it. Ouch, my hair got caught. We ended it with Michelle addressing Madison, who wanted to say, "Oh, well, Michelle's marriage to David was all over." And you guys know Michelle clocked him was like, "Don't speak on me," and I'm not there to really defend myself, right? So that's where we picked this episode up at, is with that situation. And so the interesting thing is, like, Madison really was irritating me so much. She was really getting on my last nerve because it's like I've said plenty of times before, when it comes to Madison, it feels like Madison has now tried to make herself the victim in this situation when it comes down to the whole Michelle thing. And I just, for the life of me, I don't understand how you have turned yourself into the victim. But okay, girl, do you? So weird to me, but you've managed to make yourself the victim in this whole entanglement. Um, so Madison then tells Michelle, like, I didn't lie about the text message. Because Michelle's whole thing is, me and you, we were building a friendship with each other. And then you go and do something like that and text David, right? And so Madison is saying, well, when it comes down to it, I didn't know about the text message. It wasn't, I didn't know at the time about the text message, so it wasn't a lie. Girl, it's a lie by omission. Let's just be for real with each other. You can say, "Oh, I didn't know about the text message." Okay, that's fine and good, right? Whatever. But you can't sit there and tell me that at some point David didn't text you, and Madison, again, shut up. Like, you really just playing in people's faces at this point. Do I think you knew about the initial text message, that the text message was for you initially? Not 100%. But again, like I say, I feel like David at some point probably texted you and was like, "You know what? I fucked up. I sent the text message that was meant for you to Michelle." Like, you can't really sit there and tell me that you didn't know it at some point. He may not have told you immediately, but he told you at some point that that text message was not from Michelle, right? And so then Madison starts getting all defensive with Michelle, and it's like, Madison, why are you so defensive? Like, I was so confused by why Madison was so defensive when it came to Michelle, because granted, we all may not like Michelle, we may not see it from Michelle, right? But in this particular situation, Michelle did nothing wrong, and Michelle isn't wrong. It's Madison and David that are wrong. So I just don't understand why, Madison was getting so in her feelings. It's like, girl, you were the wrong one in this situation. So what are we talking? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here, and why are we doing it? Like, I was so irritated with them. So then David was like, "Well, you know what? We're gonna go." So they got up and left, and I was like, "Goodbye and good riddance to you." Like, nobody gives a damn. Go away and go straight to hell. Both you and your little girlfriend over there. Y'all both can go and get off at the next train to hell. Like, when I tell you guys they were irritating me, they irritated me. Like, they truly, truly, truly irritated me. And so after that, that scene ended. So, oh god. So the next few scenes. So when I say I stopped paying attention at a certain point, I stopped paying attention to the David and Madison dates in this episode. There were far too many scenes of David and Madison for my liking. So for me personally, I stopped watching them. I stopped listening to them. Whatever they were talking about, I just kind of, moved on. I actually fast forwarded every scene with these two in it. But the first thing we see is Madison and David. You guys remember David has this tattoo of his ex on his chest, right? So they're going to go get the tattoo covered up. Now, y'all can take this however y'all want to take it, and I don't care because I don't care for David. But hadn't they been saying that David and Michelle, I mean, not David and Michelle, but David and Madison have been going to the gym together? They went to the gym together during the honeymoon, and that's how they connected with each other. My question is, where is this gym body at that David supposedly has? Because when he took his shirt off, all I saw were man boobs. Like, I literally saw nothing but man boobs, and I was like, oh, again, where's it? Like, the way that she talked about Alan, ma'am, the man that you picked ain't that much better than Alan. But I mean, if that's what you like, then I'm gonna let you have it. But I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. So again, listening to these two talk about their relationship, I couldn't be bothered to give one iota of a fuck about it because I was just literally sitting here listening. Like, why is Lifetime showing this to me? Why do y'all think that we care about this? Because I can say for me 100%, I don't care about this scene. I want this scene to end. I want these two off of my television screen, right? So they're both still delusional about what happened the night before. They still want to sit there and place blame on Michelle. And I'm like, y'all are two delusional fools, but y'all know what? You deserve each other because I'm still sitting here thinking to myself, like, how are y'all sitting here managing to make Michelle the bad guy? Like, I was confused how they were sitting there trying to make Michelle the bad guy, right? So then they talked about fetishes and sex, and that was the point in which I checked out and I was like, you know what? On that note, I don't want to hear this. I am disengaging from this conversation. I don't want to hear nothing about either one of these two. Moving on. So then another scene that we got where again I was in and out when it comes to Madison. So Madison met up with her dad. And so Madison was talking to her dad about, her and Alan and how she ended up falling for David. And her dad is like, you're beating yourself up and it's not all on her. I was like, sir, if you're trying to allude to the fact that it might be on on Alan, you're a fucking fool. Now, if you're trying to say it ain't all on her because she was in it with David, then I'll give that to you. You know what I just thought about? It's so funny to me because y'all remember the wedding episode with her daddy, right? When her daddy asked Alan about his, sexual past and STD test and all that kind of stuff. The person you probably want to ask that about is the one that's already done knocked the boots with your daughter, David. Go ask him when was his last test. Go ask David that question, sir. So she's talking about how she immediately connected with David And then she's once again she's trying to throw Michelle under the bus and talk about how the relationship with Michelle and David was. It's like, girl, up, shut up, please and thank you. Shut up and go to hell. So another day with these two, I was like, what the fuck is going on with this episode? So we had to see these two go out on they went, was it the ice cream date? No, they went out yeah, they went out for ice cream. I was like, man, if I see another date with Madison and Alan, I'm gonna scream. So it was Madison's birthday. I don't give a damn. He was talking about what he had planned for her birthday. Again, I don't give a damn. He also talked about that he had something set up for her birthday. Again, I don't give a damn. So again, we may not like Michelle, you guys, and I'm here. We may not like Michelle, right? That's fine. That's cool. Whatever. But the fact that in that drink that he had made for her, it said, "You so damn fine. I want to eat you up." I was like, "Oh, so you want to make a joke out of it?" Ugh. Go to hell. Get the hell off my television screen. Leave us the fuck alone. The disgust that I felt seeing these two ingrates on my television screen, you guys, it was just a hell no for me. Like I was so over seeing them two. My God, those two just irked my soul, irked my spirit. They just they just annoyed me so much. Like I've never been so annoyed as I was with these two. Is that all we got with these two? Because I don't want to talk about them anymore. Yep, it is. All right, you guys. So next up, this is another part of the episode that kind of annoyed me and pissed me off, but for a different reason. So we see a mem, right? So a mem is getting ready for a date, and so we see her as she goes out with this guy. His name is Brandon. They went to school with each other, right? So we find out that this guy Brandon is staying with his sister. He's on her couch, right? And he's also going through a divorce. He was married for 10 years to his wife, but he said, it felt like he was on the right street, but going the wrong direction. I was like, huh? He also has two kids from this marriage, right? But again, I'm gonna repeat it again. He was married for 10 years and he's going through a divorce process. I was like, so y'all couldn't wait until the divorce was finalized? Like this felt rushed to me. This shit with a mem, I wasn't feeling it at all. Like nothing about it. I just wasn't feeling it, right? So we see as a mem met up with her cousin, Rafu, right? So she told Rafu that she and Itchy Scratchy, they're done and that she's dating. So he knows this Brandon guy. And I guess Brandon had told him that they had reconnected with each other, right? And so Rafu says that he has some questions for Brandon. She's like, well, you know what? You're in luck because he's coming to join us, right? So when Brandon got there, I like the fact that Rafi was asking him the real true questions that I was thinking about. Like, don't you think that this is too soon? You're not divorced and she's going through a divorce. You have two kids. Do you want to have more kids? And he was like, he didn't really give a definitive answer. And even Rafi was kind of like, you kind of sound like oh boy. And I was like, he actually does. He actually does because his answers were non answers. Neither here nor there, right? So after that, this is where it got cringe for me. So Rafu left. Mem was doing a on-site confession with the producers, right? She went back in, and then Brandon asked her to marry him with no ring, and she said yes. I was like, okay, Mem, if this is what you want to do, go for it. I don't know how genuine this is, but I did see at the in the sneak peek of the reunion, she still got her ring on. So okay, maybe. So the next thing we see is a mem. She's at home. So she has Camille and Carla. They came over, right? Actually, no, that was before they went out on this date. Amim had Carla and Camille over to her house. She's telling them about Brandon, and they met Brandon. Carla, however, she had reservations about Brandon. I was like, I'm right there with you, Carla, because I got reservations about him as well. Like this is just something. It ain't gelling well for me. It ain't meshing for me. So I was right there with Carla. I was right there with Carla. So after that, we see as Amim and Brandon went ring shopping. Now, when they went ring shopping, I will say for me personally, I got a lot of secondhand embarrassment watching that scene because it was just cringe. It was very cringy for me to sit there and watch that scene, right? And let me say this real quick and loudly. Like, I'm not counting this man's pocketbook or nothing like that, but he said that he got two kids going through a divorce and you sleeping on your sister's couch. Again, I ain't counting nobody's pockets and shit like that, but I just have the question of how you affording this ring for her? I'm just asking the question. I'm not again, like I said, I ain't counting nobody's pocketbooks. I'm just asking a question. But it is what it is. He got her the ring because we see her wearing the ring later in the episode, and we see her wearing the ring at the reunion. So obviously he bought the ring, and obviously she happy. I still, like I said, have reservations, but hey, it is what the hell it is. It is whatever. So after that, we did see as the ladies, they all met up with each other, right? Actually, no, we've already talked about that because Carla said she was in a good space. Um, Camille said she and Thomas are in a good space. She's even laughing at his terrible jokes. So we talked about Amim. Let's talk about Carla and Michelle. So Carla and Michelle, they went out on a date. Now, Carla, I will say, you sitting there talking to that waiter about the fact that you didn't consummate your marriage. I got what you were saying and why you were saying it, but that was also cringy as hell to me too. The fact that you kept saying you didn't consummate your marriage. I was like, Carla, please stop saying that. Please, for the love of God, stop saying that you didn't consummate your marriage. So Michelle and Carla, they are in a good space with each other. They really connected with each other and they talked about what happened at the warehouse. I don't really want to rehash the warehouse because I really don't care. Um, Carla says that she knows her standards, she has better standards and she knows what she wants from a man. Michelle is basically saying that when it comes to dating right now, she's just really kind of chilling on it, and I'm cool with that, especially after the way David tried to play you, and he tried it again in this episode. So let's move on to Juan and Alan. So they met up, right? So Juan asked Alan, has he spoke to anybody since the warehouse? He says no. So then Alan asked him, like, how are things with you and Carla since decision day? So Juan is like, when it comes to him and Carla, he wants to be able to be friends with Carla. It would be a hell no for me. So Alan lets Juan know, he's out there dating, he's out there living his best life. He's doing some things. He's opening up himself sexually. I was like, okay, Alan, you know what? Live your best freak life. Live your best whole life. Do you have fun? You not with Madison no more. Live your best in life. And that is all I gotta say about that. I am happy for my boy Alan. So let's quickly, because I don't think that we're gonna be here for too long. Let's go ahead and move over to Carla and Juan, you guys. So the scene we see with Carla and Juan, they're back at their shared apartment and they are packing things up, right, to move back in. Well, Carla, here's the question I got for you, Carla, and this ain't me being shady or anything like that, but before this process, you didn't have a home. So where you moving to? Because you had your stuff in the storage unit. But okay, not no, but yeah, Juan's going back to his place. So Juan is asking Carla if they can still somehow manage to be friends. I don't know. Again, it would be a no for me, and it was obviously a no for Carla because that's just y'all. How do you want to go from being married? It's no, y'all go from being married to you want to be friends with Carla. Like I was with Carla. No, like we're not going out on dates and shit like that. So I mean, we ain't in a bad space, but we don't have to be friends with each other. Like we don't have to be friends because it's not like y'all were friends before the process. But I mean, they're in a good space, so ain't nothing to really talk about there. So let's go ahead and wrap the episode on up, you guys. Like I said, I knew I wouldn't be here too long because the episode wasn't really a whole hell of a lot. So let's get back to the one and only couple that we got from this season, Camille and Thomas. So we see as they packed up to leave out of the shared apartment, right? And so Thomas has gone forward and made a decision. So they're going to be moving into Thomas's apartment. So they discussed the living arrangements, right? He's going to give her his closet in the bedroom, and he's going to take a closet in the hallway. She asked him about the key. He said he'll give her the key fob until he goes down to the office and get one for himself. She also asked about the parking situation. He said, "You can take the parking space and I'll park on the street." I was like, "Oh, that is so cute." Thomas, that is all that and she said that was really all that Camille wanted from you was just for you to make a decision for you guys. And I like Camille. I love Camille and Thomas, right? After Camille let go of the swagometer and all that kind of stuff, because let's be for real with each other, Camille, girl, you really ain't got no swag. But okay, I ain't trying to be shady or nothing, but you really ain't got no swag your damn self. But it is what it is. But yeah, I like these two together. I think they are a great couple. I think that they can make it, make the long haul with each other. I'm rooting for them. I really truly am rooting for Camille and Thomas, right? So after that, we see as they're in the apartment, right? So he's keeping his word. He's taking his suits out of the bedroom closet and moving them to another closet. She's putting her stuff in the closet. Um, and then we also see them as they were, doing some stuff around the apartment, like taking out his old mat from his bathroom. She was like, "How many apartments has this went through with you?" He said, "About three." I was like, "And you didn't get rid of that shit?" Shit, the floor mat that I had in my last apartment, it went from my first apartment to my second apartment. It did not follow me to this apartment. It did not. Like there are some things from my old apartment, like even with my apartment that I'm in now. Like when I get my house, there's gonna be some shit that's not gonna make it to like I think like in my room, like some stuff in my room is not gonna make it with me to my next apartment. Hell, I'm even thinking my living room furniture probably won't make it to my house. It may not, it may not. But kudos to them, right? So Camille, you guys remember Camille has been talking about this lingerie that she was gonna wear, right, for him, and Camille finally pulled out the lingerie. Thomas liked it. That's all I can say is Thomas liked it. If he liked it, I loved it, right? So also in this episode, it is Thomas's birthday. So this is going to be the first time that the group is really meeting up with each other since the warehouse, right? So Madison, Madison, you are delusional as hell. And let me tell you why you're delusional, beloved. So you said that you sent a text message to Alan, basically saying that you would like to meet up with him and talk to him. Ma'am, why would that man? Why do you think he should talk to you? Like you're crazy. You're out of your fucking mind. if you think that that man should want to sit down and have a conversation with you when you were playing in his face the entire time. Like you played in that man's face this whole season. Like the only reason why you want to sit down with Alan is to absolve your guilt. Like, let's be 100% real with each other, Madison. That is the only reason that you're trying to sit down with him now because you want to make yourself feel better. And he doesn't owe you that. And you can quietly or loudly go straight to hell. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Go straight to hell. Like she really irritated me, annoyed me, and pissed me the hell off. Because it was like, girl, are you stupid or are you dumb? But neither here nor there. So what happened after that? So at Mem, she showed up with Brandon, right? So she showed everybody her engagement ring and let them know that she's engaged, but she hasn't told her mom. Most of the group think that she is moving way too fast. I absolutely agree with everybody. I think that she's moving too fast, right? But however, the group is supportive of a mem. So now Madison is in her feelings like, everybody is so supportive of a mem, but no one is supportive, but some of them are not supportive of me and David. Madison, did you fall and bump your fucking head? Are you stupid or are you dense? The way that you and David got together, no one is going to support that. Like, I kid you not, Madison got on my nerves. I kid you not. She irritated me and got on my nerves because it's like, ma'am, stop trying to play this whole victim role. Like, own up to your part in what you did with David. Like, just be real about be real about the situation. The sooner that you can be open and honest about what you did, I think you'll be better. But as of right now, I don't care, and I don't think anybody else gives a fuck. So they were about to leave, and so David decided he wants to go to Michelle and say, "Can I have a conversation with you?" She said no, and again, I'm not mad at Michelle for saying no, but David apologizes to her and walks away, and so Carla was like, "Why can you hear him out?" She was like, "He's only doing that for himself." I was like, "Exactly." David gave that apology for himself when he could have apologized to Michelle long ago. He could have apologized to Michelle when it came out that he and Madison were messing around. He could have apologized last week when they met up with the experts. David is not remorseful. David, like Madison, they want to absolve their guilt, and the easiest way to absolve their guilt is that they sit down, be quote fake quote sympathetic towards Michelle and Alan, which again is bullshit, right? So while they're all sitting there, in walks the devil himself. I was like, fuck. Now, Brandon, as much as I don't like Itchy Scratchy, I did find it quite odd that you decided to go up to him and introduce yourself, and then you did it again and said you're MM's fiance. Why? What was the purpose, sir? Please explain to me what the fucking purpose was, right? So then, Wide Hip Itchy Scratchy says that he had a date that he had to go on. Do I believe that man had a date? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So Amim asked Wide Hip Itchy Scratchy if she can pull him to the side to have a conversation. He says no to her, but she says, "Well, since you don't want to go to the side and have a separate conversation," she apologized to him for the way that she acted, and he was still an asshole. I wouldn't have apologized to that man for shit. The way he demeaned you and treated you, girl, fuck him. So Alan addressed Madison and the fact that she texted him and wanted to have a solo conversation with him. He told her it's not going to happen, and I'm fine with that, right? He told her he has no ill will towards her or David, and he wishes them the best, better than I could have, better than I could have ever hoped to be or would ever be. But yeah, guys, that was the end of the season. This season of Married at First Sight has been an interesting, wild ride. But next week is the reunion. Kevin is hosting a reunion. I'm not really looking forward to seeing Kevin host a reunion, but he's the host nonetheless. So we'll be here for I'm sure it's a two-part reunion. So we'll be here for all parts of the reunion. And that's it, you guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and also share the video, you guys. Until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.